Interestingly enough, I used to work at a music store, and I knew of PRS, and if somebody would have told me, one day you're going to have a signature model as well, I'd be like, there's no way. Hey, what's happening? I'm Myles Kennedy, and I am excited to show you my PRS signature model. We've been talking about this for a long time, and I remember talking on the phone with a few folks here, I don't know, I want to say 2 years ago. I remember somebody saying, which really stuck with me, somebody said, it's time. Kind of like, it is time. And I thought, wow, yeah, I think you're right. What I love about PRS guitars, I really like the marriage of certain guitars that I was familiar with, but it was just a different take on it that made it completely, I felt like revolutionary in a lot of ways. To be asked if I'm interested in actually being a part of designing something that doesn't exist. I think that was the big thing for me. It was just like, let's not just stamp your name on something, but let's come up with something that we don't have. And I was like, oh yeah, now we're talking. What I love about T-style guitars, it will give you exactly what you're giving it, You can't hide behind a T-style. I like that challenge. I feel like it coaxes something out of you from a soul standpoint, and I think that's important. I feel like this signature guitar does capture the spirit of some of my favorite older instruments. I feel bad for my vintage guitars because they just collect dust at this point. That's something that I really enjoy about this guitar is it's not just a regurgitation of something. It's marrying modern and vintage in a really special way, and I feel like it makes me want to play. So as far as specific components that make this a signature guitar, obviously the body style, pickguard, the neck shape, it's kind of got that C dimension. It's a full profile without being a baseball bat. This guitar is loaded with the Narrowfield MK pickups and the push-pull in the tone knob, which basically shaves off the top end and gives it more of a humbucker vibe, and Mr. Owl, which came from the second solo record, which was called The Ides of March, and this was a big part of it. There, obviously it's equated with wisdom. In certain cultures, though, it also has, it's synonymous with adaptability, which I thought was perfect for this guitar. Because this guitar is so versatile, it can adapt to any situation. It felt very appropriate. In the studio, on stage, generally what I'm looking for in regards to tone, the guitar, is clarity. I want something that cuts. I think that guitar is a mid-range instrument, so it's about those frequencies. Make sure that you get those frequencies right, and that's what this guitar does beautifully. I wasn't really familiar with the Narrowfields and what they were capable of. Single coils are fantastic until you're in the studio and you hear that hum. With the Narrowfield, you're not going to get the buzz. And I was like, well, yeah, if you can pull that off, fantastic. I mean, that's the dream. Everybody wants that, right? There were a few versions of it, and I remember on the second version, I think second or third version, if I'm not mistaken, Paul actually, he was so excited, and that was really fun about this process, was just seeing how excited people would get before I'd had a chance to play it. And Paul calls, he was just jumping through the phone. We worked on this and we got it right, and you're going to just freak out when you hear this pickup. And so I was like, all right, well, I'll be the judge of that. And Sure enough, they sent the guitar with the new pickup, and that was it. I certainly have a new appreciation for anybody who's in the R&D side of things. It's a lot of work. When we were discussing what this guitar was going to be, I'd mentioned how I typically like to roll the tone off about 50% if I'm in more of a hard rock environment, say Alter Bridge, and it's high gain, because the way these pickups are voiced, it's a lot of top end. The only thing is I liked switching to a clean sound and getting that shimmer, right? So if I'm gonna go into the 5th position here, I'd like that, I still want that shimmer that you get. So we came up with the idea of doing a push-pull. So when the first position's engaged, if you pull it up, it's the equivalent of rolling the toe knob back about 50%. And then I can go to the 5th position, and now it disengages the toe knob, and it's wide open. It's a big part of the function of this guitar, and it's part of what makes it so versatile. Here's without. And here's pulled out. So that's the thing I'm really proud of with this guitar. It's its own thing sonically. Of all the guitars that I've had the opportunity to play, this does something unique to itself. And it's a 6-string Swiss Army knife, and it does a lot. I'm proud of that. So Hunter's Green, which is a very special color to me. My mom, after my father passed away, a few years later, she met this amazing guy, Glenn. We got a new dad, which was really awesome, and a great dad at that. So I remember he had this old truck, and it was this color. So I thought it would be really cool to pay tribute to that. And the reason it's called Hunter's Green is because they live in an area that's near a place called Hunters, Washington. We spent a lot of time at the ranch out there in Hunters. So I thought, yeah, Hunter's Green. So alongside Hunter's Green, there are a few other colors available. As far as reliability on the road, I do have a version of this that I've had out for the better part of a year now. It's more than delivered. It stays in tune, still feels great, and it's super inspiring every night. I feel like this guitar is a really great fit for people who appreciate and understand how important a guitar is voiced and how it sits in the mix. That is something that we're all really proud of with this, is that it really shines when you're playing with other people. Having a signature guitar with a company that is, in my opinion, one of the greatest guitar manufacturers in the world is, it's just a huge honor. So I'm really over the moon and can't thank the team here enough for doing this. This is really, really special for me.